Hello, I'm Chuck Singleton. Welcome to Romance Files. And periodically on Romance Files, I will give a question that someone has submitted to me, maybe on our blog or send it to me by email or some other way. And today the question is this: in the 21st century, after all, we've come such a long way. Is it all right to cohabit? That is, to live together. Is it all right for, what we used to call a few years ago shacking? Is it okay? Is it all right? Well, I want to tell you some reasons why it probably isn't a good idea. Now, of course, there are the biblical things and there are moral questions and issues. But the question that came to me was, since things are changing, maybe morals are changing. And let me start with probably the least most important reason why it's not a good idea. Do you know what scientists are telling us now about why it is that women tend to be more damaged by the cohabitation relationship that breaks up than men? Now both can be damaged, and sometimes the man has a stronger negative reaction than the woman. But why is it that women have a greater reaction? Well, it's because of a simple little hormone that's released. After a period of time of sexual relationship, there develops a thing that we call sexual partnership. And the woman attaches to the man quicker than the man to the woman. Now, he has somewhat of that same hormone that's released into his body as she does. Much of the same. But the reality is that more so with her. I watched one dating program on television, one of the back cable channels once, and I listened to the young lady talk about it. I just don't understand why I feel this. I went into this relationship saying it's not going to be a problem. I don't really need to have a long-term relationship with him. But after we got started, I just couldn't let go. It just felt like I'm supposed to be with him. And that's exactly what it is. It's a chemical reaction. Let me give you three other good reasons besides the physical, the social, moral. Let me give you three other good reasons. We'll call it this. First, distance. Distance. When you do something like that, it will always take you further than you want to go. You might think, well, it's no big thing. And, if it doesn't work out in a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, we'll cut it off. But what happens is that you generally wind up longer than you intended to stay. And if someone is uncommitted, but simply looking for a few nights stand, or maybe a few months, then breaking up that relationship becomes all that more difficult. And persons not only go a long distance in terms of the calendar, but different distances in terms of the heart. So somebody's saying, I love you, while somebody's saying, I like this arrangement. Not only distance, but let me give you another one. Time. Time, like distance, can stretch out. You might think it's only going to be a short time, and it turns out to be a longer time, or maybe a longer than one or the other expected. And the result can be catastrophic. Somebody's really hurt, damaged, maybe embarrassed, maybe angry. And the other is saying, it's really no big deal. We said we were coming in like this, and now it's over. So you go your way, I'll go my way. And it turns out to be something different. Third one is cost. It costs more than you think. Well, physically, from the checkbook, from the savings account, yes. But even more so, it costs the heart. It costs the mind. It costs relationships. It costs friendship. So anything that the Bible calls sin will take you further than you want to go. That's distance. It will keep you longer than you want to stay. That's time. And it will cost you more than you want to pay. It'd be better to kind of search this thing out, search out relationships, make a real calculated heart and head decision rather than a quick decision based on the excitement of the moment or just because everybody's doing it. Take another look. Check us out. Send me an email if you have questions. I'll try to deal with you too.